Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Everyday Riches Show. I'm Pat Knauer. I am a business coach and business development expert, and I am thrilled to be here with you today with my co-host, Barbara Ellison. Hey, Barb.
Hey, how are you doing, Pat? Hey, and I'm your personality pro because personality drives reality. And we are so excited. We're just us today. And we've got so much to talk to you about. Some fun things, some tech things, some fun things, and some tech things. And you know the fun things of tech things. So we are.
So before we started the show, Barb and I were talking about last week's show about Gloria Danvers being on. If you didn't see the show, go back and watch it because it's really a good show. But in it, we started talking about how I had done a past life regression, and who I knew who I was because I had done the research after the past life. And Barb also did some past life, so she's got some memories of that kind of thing. And we think we were there at the same time, that either we were there together or Barb may have been coming to see me. Kind of a really cool thing. Yeah.
Just a cool thing. And and Pat and I have always said that we just absolutely hit it off in so many things over the years. And this is just one more thing. So we're going to be telling you about our latest thing that has just kind of been like, oh, kind of one of those things that is like, oh, wow. Yeah, we just seem to what's the word?
Synchronicity. Pure synchronicity.
Right.
Oh my heavens. Oh my heavens!
Yeah.
So let's just talk about that right off the bat, right?
So let's
we can talk about going back to past lives and what was going on, and well, I'll just bring you up to speed. So I've been able to track back that I was Anne Boleyn, the second wife of Henry VIII, and that I was captured and that I was killed. And Barb and I'm thinking about writing a book about it because I have really clear memories about what happened and what actually happened to her. It's amazing. Anyway, but Barb, you have memories about that time too.
The funny thing part was, though, when you first told me that, what, a year or so ago, I'm like, okay, Pat, yeah, okay. Who am I to doubt anybody? So, but then, but it was always there. It was just something that we talked about, but I don't know if I really, I understood it and I accepted it, but did it for me? Not something that I really looked at. But last week when it was brought up again and Gloria talked about it, I said, well, you know what? I just said, well, you know what? Hey, YouTube is my best friend. So I went onto YouTube and went, gee, put in past life regression. Well, there is oodles of things on past life regression. So I said, well, I don't want to go too deep into this, so I'll do a little 20-minute one. So the first one was 22 minutes and 42 seconds or something like that. So I did that, and it was just very short, but it was like I came out of it going, I lived in the 1500s. That was really, and that I was in a dungeon. And I'm like, okay. And that's all I got out of that. And then Pat and I talked, and she said, well, gee, I was in the 1500s. And I said, okay, then I'm going to go and do a longer one. So went and did a longer one, which was an hour. And I'm going to give him a plug, Michael Seeley. I loved it. So little did a 1 hour long. I remember the beginning of it. I remember the end of it. Nothing in the middle. And yet, after I said to Pat, Pat, something has shifted. I'm feeling slightly different, but I knew I was in the 1500s and that I was in this dungeon. So Pat and I have talked about it, and we're like, oh, yikes. So I said, well, I love YouTube. I'm going to do it again. Once was good. I didn't remember it. I'm going to do it again. So did it again. So many more details that now I truly believe. And yet one of the things I can remember as a teenager saying, and I was the odd one of the family, saying that, you know what, I'm old. I'm an old soul. I know that I've lived before. I'm an old soul. And I can remember when saying that, and my family were like thinking I was nuts. So consequently, you don't talk about it when your family gives you a hard time and people look at you funny. So suppressed it, obviously. Well, this second time I went back, it was like, okay, my name is Joy. I can see the dress that I was wearing. I had jeweled slippers on, went to the dungeon, but didn't have to go in because whoever was in there had been released for whatever reason. It's going to be interesting to go back. So now I'm going to do it again, of course. And I was sitting at a table, but I know that I was in the 1500s.
Yeah. Wow. I know, right?
So now I truly, it's like, you know what? I am an old soul. I know that I have lived before. And for those of you that think this is really woo-woo, this is, the more that I'm progressing and the more that I'm learning about energy and about that we're all connected. And like, I've always believed that there were other dimensions of time. I've always said that. And yeah, I mean, even Albert Einstein, the quantum theory and all of that, that's all part of, like Star Trek type stuff.
Absolutely.
Teleporting and, so our science fiction of years ago is now the reality of now.
Right. So there is a theory out there, and I kind of subscribe to it, that there is no real time. That even though we're living in this dimension right now, that there are other dimensions stacked up and below us. And that we are here, but we also exist in the other directions. So time is compressed. And what we're feeling today may not be what we feel in the next moment because we may be sitting in another dimension. And I know that sounds kind of weird and woo-woo, but when you think about it, when you think about the dreams that you have and the daydreaming, and you have thoughts about the past or the future, I mean, all of it is all blended into one.
Or that sense of deja vu. There have been so many times in my life where it's like, I know that I have done this before, and yet I haven't done it before, and been places that it's like I have walked into places and went, I know that I have never been in this city before, but I know this place.
Right.
And that's why when I first heard you talk about past life regressions, it was like, yeah, okay, fine. Yeah. But suppressed it obviously, because I was always thought to be crazy. People thought I was weird. But now it's like, oh, it's part of my journey to being who I'm supposed to be in this life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So exciting. Now it's become exciting.
So let's talk about the latest. Oh my gosh. Let's talk about the latest deja vu / synchronous event that's happened, because this is like insane. So almost 2 weeks ago, a week ago Saturday, I was watching this show. So I made the decision that this year my business is going to explode. It's going to be very different than it's been in the past. It's going to explode. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So taking a lot of steps to get there. And one of the things I started thinking about is that in order to have the money and the not only the money, but the wealth, meaning everything, when you talk about everyday riches, it's everything all combined. But to have that lifestyle, and if I really want that I have to do things differently. And one of the things I thought was, okay, the lottery, the Powerball was going for, I think it was $1 billion that next night. And that day that it was going to be, good morning, Irena. I'm glad you logged in too. So that day that the $1 billion winner was won in Michigan, it was not done in Florida where I am, unfortunately. Anyway, that day, just before they did the drawing, I thought, if I really want to win the lottery, I have to be in the mindset of winning the lottery. So there's a show on HGTV called My Lottery Dream Home. So I turned on the Lottery Dream Home, and now every Saturday night I'm watching this. I turned it on at like 11 o'clock at night, and I watch it till like 2 in the morning. It's insane. But anyway, I'm doing that anyway. Because if I want to have a lottery dream home, I need to have a lottery dream home. So while I was watching that show, I started looking for property because I know that I've said for quite a while now, one of my goals for this year is to buy a piece of property that's at least 200 acres. So I went online and I found a website where they've got land for sale that, and you can decide how much land you want. So I put in 200 acres or more. And I looked at this one place that's in northern Florida, up above Tallahassee. I looked at this other place. I looked at a couple different places. And then I clicked on this one, and it was for 12,500,000. And it said it was on 1,298 plus acres. And I went, wow, that's a lot of acreage. What does that look like? Well, I clicked on it. And I will tell you that the tears started streaming down my face because I saw the house that I have been seeing in my dreams and in my meditations for about 6 years. It's that house. So I've started looking at the property and doing all sorts of interesting things and, trying to find out more about it, the history behind it and all that stuff. This past Saturday, I talked to Barb about it. I told her about it on a phone call.
Of course. Sends me the video.
Sent her the video. There's this video that talks about this property. Oh my gosh. It's got 4 homes on it. It's a cattle ranch and a horse farm. And it's in mid-southern Florida. What? Yeah. So I sent Barb, 2 lakes on 2 lakes. Yeah. So I sent the video to Barb. And Barb, what did you find out?
It was just, as I was watching this video, tears are rolling down my eyeballs because this is my property. Because one of my things, and one of my things is that I want to build an adventure farm for kids that are at risk to come and learn a skill to bring not only those kids, but their family to build, to find the joy, to rebuild, to learn how to earn income, to learn entrepreneurship, or to learn a skill or something that they can provide for their family. And I want to use that farm to break the generational curses of poverty and divorce. Because that's been my mission for years now. That's always been in my brain for years.
Mine too.
So in 2017, one of the things was, make a vision. This is what Pat did. So make a vision of what your vision is. So back in 2017, I made a collage of the things that I was seeing in my brain of what this adventure farm would look like. The things that were on it, that it would have a high ropes to learn teamwork and to learn personal courage and just all sorts of things. And it would have a schoolhouse on it and it would have a home on it. So I sent my picture to Pat.
And one of the pictures that she's got on there is very similar to this house. How crazy is that, right? Because part of what I see in the property, in the lakes, exactly. Because one of the visions that I see for the property is that it would have a retreat center on it. And I even had drawn out what the retreat center would look like. It would be a hub and spoke kind of thing, where there was a center room with a kitchen and a community living room, and then rooms off on the side of it with individual bathrooms, and all of these surrounded a central pool area, along with a building to be able to do trainings and things like that in it. Again, our what we're doing is it's synchronous, right? So
then of course, so then I of course.
Go ahead.
Okay, now tell them about the next little picture that I sent you.
Oh, so the next little picture that she sent was about how to make this happen. It wasn't, Barbara had even figured out that, no, you don't have to win the lottery to get it. You could do it if you had 15 millionaires. In fact, let me just pull it up right now. I wish I could put this up here, but it's on my phone. 15 millionaires, 30 half millionaires, 60 quarter millionaires, 50 100,000 owners, 350,000, 750, 20,000, or 1,500, 10,000. These are the people that are needed in order to build this thing, to get it to 15 million. So the house is going for 12.5. If we get it for 15, it gives some money to be able to like actually do some building and to hire some people and stuff like that. So this looks like it's the mission, guys. Game on. Game on.
Game on.
We're going to make this thing happen.
We just need 15 millionaires.
15 millionaires.
15 millionaires.
So here's the other thing.
Did a foundation.
Yeah. So here, foundation would work too. But if we want to retain rights to it, to be able to develop it the way that we want to, we don't want to hand it over to somebody. We got to make this work. Right. So one of the things that I started doing like relentlessly this week, there's a show on, I think it's Discovery, called Undercover Billionaire. And Undercover Billionaire, so last year, there was this billionaire who went undercover. He was stripped of everything. He went, and in 90 days, he had to build $1 million business. This year, he challenged 3 more people to do it. One is she's a property developer. Another one does lending or venture capital. And the third one is Grant Cardone, who does marketing, sales, all that stuff. He's like the sales guy out there. And I turned on the show a couple weeks ago because I've been watching Grant Cardone and he talked about it. And so I put it on and I started seeing what they were doing. And this week I went back and I started actually studying their strategies and seeing how they're actually doing it. And I'm beginning to replicate their process because I figure if they can do $1 million in 90 days, so can I. It's tapping into the right people. And one of the things that Grant says is, who has my money? Who has my money? Who is out there who has the money, who has the influence to connect, who can connect me to the people who have the money that I need? So this is what I'm starting to do is, who has my money? Now, Barb and I both know people who are millionaires. We definitely know people who are millionaires. And Irena is saying, I need to do this dream vision story for myself with all details as you did, Barb. Yeah, absolutely. It makes a huge difference. Yeah. Whenever you can come up with, do a vision board and come up with the strategy that goes along with it, you're unstoppable. Anyway, so I figure if they can do $1 million in 90 days, so can I if I'm tapped into the right people. So it's a matter of tapping into the right people. And that's what I'm working on this week. In fact, I've even got my assignment for today is to identify 10 people that I need to connect with today or in the next couple of days, but preferably today, 10 people who know people who have access to the money that we need. And then starting to build relationships with them. So that's one of the things that I'm doing right now. So
and that's what I started too. I said, the very first, and I know the first people that, because that now has Pat and I talk about it and work together on it. You know what? So who do you know that's a millionaire or a half millionaire? Because, and that's all, because you know what? Or a third millionaire.
Right.
Who do you know that has an entrepreneurial heart of gold, who wants to make an impact on kids or families or the world? We need to change the world.
We need to change the world.
Why not do it?
That's right.
We can change the world.
That's right.
So that's it, so I've already started my list. The same way, and it's so funny because Pat and I are just now talking about it because I started my list and she started her list. We didn't really talk about starting a list, but we did. But we both did. So that's why I just really, this is, just a matter of time.
Yep, exactly. It's a dream of the heart.
So, so that's our fun thing.
Exactly. Oh my God. It's a fun thing that's turning into almost like a job. And one of the things, it's so funny because one of the things I had on my list for today is that you need to have coaches in your life. It's really important to have coaches because there are things that are going to come up that you've never dealt with before. And if you don't know how to deal with it, yes, you can learn it all on your own, or you can learn from somebody else who's done it before you and streamline it a whole lot faster. right? And like, who really wants to take decades to figure this out, right? So one of the things that, and it's because everybody's got a block. So here's how it works. I mean, I'm sure you know this, but I'm going to reiterate it anyway, is you learn, you get to this point, things are going well, you're making the money that you want, you've got the experience you want, you got the health that you want, and then you decide to go up a little bit higher, and you don't know how to do it because you've been able to use everything you know to get to this level. So now to get to this next level, you either have to take the time, spend the money, or find somebody who can help you to do it. So find a coach, find a mentor who can help you to get to that next level. And that's where I am in this right now, is because I've got a business that's doing just fine. But if I want to go down this whole different rabbit hole, and this is a different rabbit hole, but it's a good rabbit hole because it's okay to change the direction you're going in. So in this case, the thing that came up for me is, well, I can't go to these millionaires and ask them for money because they're going to say, well, what have you done before? Have you ever done anything like this before? Well, no, I've run a company. I've run several companies, but I've never done this kind of an adventure before. I've never run a cattle ranch before. I've never had a horse ranch before. I've never had a property that's got 4 houses on it, 11,000 square feet house on it, and running that, even though there is a manager, a property manager on the property for it. There's also a ranch hand on it. They know what they're doing, right? I don't need to know that. What I need to do is put the people in that can not only fund it, but can also help with all the other pieces that go along with it. One of the things I did this week, there is a book out there called Hiring from the Heavens. If you don't have the book, get the book. It's small, it's quick to read, it's great. But what the author talks about is, instead of trying to figure it all out on your own, instead look up, look to the heavens, look to the universe, God, whatever you want to call, Allah, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call that energy source. Look up there and ask for help from the heavens instead. So what I've done is I've created a list of heavenly helpers. So I've got,
okay, I'll do that today.
What is that? So let me pull up my heavenly helper list because, again, it's really kind of fun to come up with this and to actually, and I call them my committees because I've got people on committees. It's not just helpers, it's also my committees, because everything is going to require a committee. So for instance, my ranch committee, we're on a mission to purchase this ranch or its spiritual equivalent, to run it as a working farm, to host retreats on the property, and to have special events on the ranch to support charities. So on it, my committee members are a celestial architect, a celestial realtor, an angelic negotiator, a celestial human resource guide, a celestial home inspector, an angelic horse whisperer, an angelic appraiser, a celestial master gardener, a celestial mechanic, a celestial plumber, a celestial electrician, a spiritual decorator, an angelic retreat planner, and an angelic event planner. And I've got my task list, and so every morning I meet with my committee. That's only one of the committees, but I meet with one of the committees, and I've got somebody that's over all of it. And I meet with with each committee separately, and I meet with them all together, and I say, this is what we need to get done for today. Who's taking the lead? And let's get this done. And I sign out the jobs to the heavens. And things are beginning to happen. Here we are.
Yeah. And here we are. And it's amazing the overlaps that we are finding.
Yeah.
Because I've done that same process of who would I need to run this adventure farm? Well, I would need a social worker to bring the kids in.
Social worker.
You know, those kinds of things. Yeah, a social worker to bring the kids in, somebody the head of education, like an education head of education, a head of the classes are the mechanical type of things, the spiritual kinds of things, the academic kinds of things. Because you know what, right now, one of my biggest things is that with kids, we are trying to sometimes put everybody in a round hole.
Yeah,
and some kids are not round hole kids.
No.
It's like I always equate it to a cookie factory. Not every kid going into school is a chocolate chip cookie. Sometimes you have snickerdoodles and sometimes you have macadamia nuts. But we are trying to make them all into chocolate chip cookies.
Right.
Well, it doesn't work.
No.
So we
No.
need to get the specialty of these kids that are caught in this generational curse that they're no good, that they, in order to be accepted, they have to be part of a gang, or they're going to spend their life in jail, or for girls, they're going to get pregnant at 13.
Right. Right.
And
And
they
there's
don't
a
know any better.
no,
They don't know any better.
there's a company out in California. They're still pretty small. It's a nonprofit, and they actually are building centers in communities where the kids can go and they can get the resources that they need to be able to have a change in their lives. Because one of the things is that um, a, there's a sheriff who went, and I can't think of his name, but he went into some of the prisons in his area, and he interviewed some of the inmates and said, why didn't you choose another path? Why did you choose to go down this way? And the adult said, if I had known there was a different way, I would have gone down it. I would have done anything to go down a different path, but I didn't know there was a different way of doing it.
Yeah. Didn't know.
Didn't know. We don't know what we don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They don't know. We
they
don't
don't.
exactly, which is what we come back to having a coach. If there had been a coach for those kids, like the adventure farms that I want to build, that will be about coaching these kids to give them that, wow, there could be a different path that they could take.
Yes. So
Because we
here's,
don't know what we don't know.
and to latch on to what you're saying about your adventure farm. So my thing, the thing in my head that's been there for well over a decade, I mean, like well over a decade, has been that a lot of adults get stuck in the same kind of pattern where
Right.
they
Exactly.
fail and they don't know how to get out of it. And they end up living on the streets, and they end up doing, being in drug centers, and they end up being in hospitals and dealing with suicide and all that stuff because they don't know how to get out of the life that they're in right now. And my plan
Right.
was to get a warehouse building or an old hotel or something like that built, or take over one, and to build a center where these people would live there. They would get training they'd get skill training so that they would be able to then go
Right.
out and earn an income. And with that, they would then take that money to buy like condos that would be the units that they're living in right now would be turned into a condo, but they live in it and they'd end up buying it and then teaching the next generation to do the same thing.
How to do the
Again,
same thing.
do something very similar
Exactly.
to this. Very, very similar. So anyway, kids,
Yeah.
adults, people need help out there. So if you can help us, of course,
Yeah.
jump in. Because let's face it, it takes a village.
Yep. Join the mission.
Yeah,
Exactly. It takes a village.
you can't do it all on your own. One of the realizations, in fact, I'm going to do a Facebook Live about it today because it was something that hit me over the head yesterday. It's like every time that I have really struggled in my business, it's because I was trying to do it on my own. When I have included other people in my vision, when I've included other people in what it is that I want, things happen. But when I try to do it on my own, I struggle. It chokeholds businesses. And again, people are out there to help you. It's not just your friends, it's not just your family. There are coaches out there to help you. There are colleagues out there to help you. There are mentors out there to help you. You just have to be willing to reach out and ask for help. I have a coach right now who tells me that money is never the issue. If you need help out there, somebody will work with you on that. Money should never be the issue for not getting what it is you really want in life. Money is always something that's negotiable. There's always a way to make it work. So just leaving it with that. And the other thing I want to talk about today is changing directions. So it's okay to change your direction. Barbara and I were talking about that this morning, about how branding changes. I know that in my business, oh my goodness, I change my branding, I change my direction probably every few years. And it doesn't mean that I'm inconsistent in what I'm doing. It's just as I'm evolving, my business needs to evolve. So this year is going to be another big
Exactly.
change in my business. I'm still my brand is still going to be the same. It's Corner Office Enterprises. That's the company. But under it, I've got a training division, which is Corner Office University, where it's training and coaching. I've got another area where I work with coaches so they can become profitable coaches. And then now and I had digital marketing for a while as part of my brand as well, but I let go of that because I integrated it back into the coaching and training. This year, I'm going to be expanding into masterminds, but then we've got this other project out here, the one that's going to really make the big change in life. So all of this needs to be kind of integrated. And again, it's okay to change directions and change your focus as long as you're still moving forward. Everything you do is one step forward. And if you can see the path, if you can follow your path, follow your path.
Right. And one of the things that it's like what Pat just said is that take, just one step forward, and they don't have to necessarily be big steps. They
No.
can be such a little tiny thing. Like for me this year was, 2020 was it was 2020. Let's end of subject. Anyways, but for me, part of that 2020 mentality, and it was like, oh, like what's happening here, was like, okay, well, clarity of what I wanted to do. And one of the things that it started with was I did not, I'm a personality science trainer. I didn't like that. I didn't want to call myself a personality science trainer. But so one day Pat and I were talking about it, and I said, Pat, I've got to find something else. I just don't like that particular phrase, and nothing wrong with it, but it just wasn't me. Anyways, but that little thought sparked, okay, well then who am I within what I do? Okay, so I am a personality science trainer, but who am I, Barbara, within that? Because what do you like about it? What do you want to have happen for it? What do you want your customers or your clients or your whatever, what do you want them to benefit from? Well, that one little spark, it became, I am your personality pro, because personality drives reality. And that is absolutely the truth. Because so if your reality is not quite where you want it to be, and you've got people in your life that you're not getting along with as well as you would like to, okay, well then, hey, let's find out how to do it. And that has just made such a difference. It has just, everything is now falling into place because once I knew who I was within what I do. And just, it's made all the difference.
So many times people think that they are their job and they identify with their job, with their role, but they forget, they lose themselves in the process. I know I did it.
Exactly.
I mean, we talk about being transparent on the show. Oh my gosh. So I was the director of marketing at a healthcare company for a number of years. High pressure job. I mean, like high pressure. My employees thought that I was going to have a stroke. I was so stressed out all the time. But when I left that company, I was sort of in free fall because I didn't know who I was anymore. I wasn't sure who Pat was. I only knew that I was a director of marketing within a healthcare company, right? I was so indoctrinated into corporate America and into my role that I forgot that I was a person. Yes, I had relationships, but I was always wearing the hat of being the marketing director. And it took it took several years for me to unbreak that. In fact, at one point, I was at a program called Making the Stage, which was, Barb was there also, different group, but I was at this course, Making the Stage. And one of the trainers, Blair Singer, said, you got to stop this. You are a corporate stiff. And I went, what? And he said, yeah, you got to break the chains of being corporate. I was like, really? Well, I'll tell you what, it took me a couple of years after that to break the chains of being corporate stiff. So, in fact, I recently just got rid of, you'll be so proud of me, Barb. I recently just got rid of all the clothes that I was wearing as a corporate stiff. I've been holding on to them for years and years.
Yes, you were very corporate.
I was thinking that I needed to keep the blazers and the the dress slacks and the corporate dress. And I realized if I want to go down this different road of being who I really am, I need to get rid of the corporate interpretation of myself. Yeah. So I was proud of
that
myself.
persona, that corporate persona that you had put on, but it wasn't you.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you're wearing
that's part of, I did the same thing.
Yeah. So if you're out there and you want to change who you are, if you really want to get in touch with who you are, number one, change the clothes that you're wearing. I mean, go out and find clothing that you really love because you really love it, not because it's going to work for your job, not because it's going to, give a certain persona of who you are. Go out there and just buy the things you love because you just love them and start wearing them. Start changing things up in your house because you want to change who you are. One of the things I learned a while back from this woman, Jackie, I can't remember Jackie's last name, but Jackie is, she's an actress, or she was an actress, a Broadway actress. And now she teaches people how to shift from who they are to who they're going to be. And one of the things that she has you do as an exercise is, for instance, if I know that I want to move to a new house, I start packing. I start actually packing up stuff because it gives a clue to the universe. I'm moving beyond where I am right now. If you want to change who you are, start changing the clothing that you're wearing, the makeup that you're wearing, the style of the style of your brand or whatever. So you are telling the universe, we're going here. Because unless you give a clear intention about what it is and where you're going, you're not going to get there. If you're counting on somebody else to lead you, it's not going to happen. You got to start making the plans to lead yourself and then wait for the universe to catch up. Right.
And one of the things that I did for me, and so I want to go back to that. Sometimes it can be just a little small step. One of the things for me that I have done for me is my nail polish now because I don't want to have flashy nail polish, but I want to have a little bit. So now I use clear polish, but it has iridescent sparkles in it.
Fun. See, fun, freedom, finance.
I love it. And it has made such a difference that I like seeing my hands, because when I can look at them right now and I just see little iridescent sparkles in my fingernails. Now I'm going to do my toes. Because I was seeing and I wasn't liking, it was like, gee, this is just my finger. And yet, let's be honest, I didn't want to have to do them every day if it chipped.
Right.
Okay. So you have to know yourself, that putting on sparkles every day was not going to be something that I would do.
Absolutely.
So now I only do it twice a week. I put on 2 coats. Awesome. And my nails sparkle. They always look like they're done and manicured because they have sparkles on them.
That's awesome. I love it. And Arena is saying, I need to start packing.
So little baby steps.
Arena's supposed to move in April. And yes, you do need to start packing.
Yes. Start packing.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I'm going to do is I've lost 30 pounds.
Congrats.
And I have got clothes that I've got clothes on a shelf in my cup. Well, guess you know what? I'm going to get rid of them today. This is ridiculous. I'm going to spend some time of just get rid of all the stuff that I haven't worn in probably, and plus some of them I haven't worn in years because I don't like them. Why am I keeping them if I don't like them?
And do you really think that you're going to get that to be that size again? Is that your intention?
No.
To get rid of it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't like them to begin with because they were with my corporate persona that I was wearing because I was in corporate America.
Yeah.
Now it's like, yeah, no, I don't know. I like my pink glasses.
I like your
I
pink
have
glasses
all
too.
sorts of different colors of glasses now. I love my pink glasses.
Yep.
Yep.
It's good stuff. So my
Well,
challenge for
what a
everybody
difference.
today is to throw away one thing. One thing that
Yep.
is a reminder. Arena's clapping for you. Throw away one thing. So go through your house and find one thing that you're no longer using. Either give it away or throw it away, but get it out. You know, it's amazing. So one of the
Yep.
things that I've been holding on to, for one, I have no idea even why I was holding on to it, but I went to my shed the other day, and there is a salad spinner that is broken.
Oh,
I mean, it works
yep.
just fine, but
Oh,
inside it has
right.
like these little separator things, and one of them is broken. So it doesn't work the way I wanted to. So I went out and I bought another salad spinner, and it's still sitting in my shed. It's gone. It's gone.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And how often do we hang on to things, whether it's an attitude or a
Yeah,
physical thing?
that's right.
How? And it is no longer serving you.
Because the universe
Let
is
it
a vacuum,
go.
right? The universe, there's a vacuum out there, and the
Exactly.
universe abhors a vacuum. So if you take one thing out, then something new will come in. So get rid of the stuff that's not serving
Come
you
in.
anymore, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of my favorite things, and then we will end on this, is
Yes.
that so often people hang on to something that someone else has done or that they have done. You know what? If you have done something, fess up, take the heat, and then let it go. Because otherwise it will come, they always say it'll come back to bite you. And it can come back years later.
Yes, it
Like
can.
a couple of weeks ago, I had to deal with the fact that, and I did a Facebook post about it, is that I had to deal with the fact that I took money from my mom when I was like 12. But it came back to bite me now that I'm a grandmother because it was preventing me from moving forward. Because
Hmm.
I still had a guilt in there because you know what? It's in our subconscious, and until you look for it, okay, what's keeping me from moving forward? And that was one of the things that came up.
And on the flip side of it, forgiving people is another thing that
And
really,
forgiving people.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you hold on to a grudge against
yeah,
somebody, oh my gosh, it'll paralyze you. It can
yeah,
paralyze you for years. Let
yeah,
it go. It's not worth it.
and you're
Yep.
just hurting yourself. Let it go. Let it go.
Yep.
So, anyways, this was a great conversation.
It was.
I am so good.
And Arena says she's got
And
so many
we
things to
promised
throw
that
away.
we would.
Yeah. Arena has
Good.
a lot of stuff to get rid of. So
Awesomeness.
go for it, Arena. Have a pitch
So
fest
one of
tonight.
the things have a pitch fest. That's what I'm going to do today. And so one of the things that Pat always says that we should ask people to do things. So number one, throw away something, or mentally throw away something,
Yes.
and then leave us a note what you threw away.
Definitely.
For those of you that are for Arena, thanks for being on here. And if you're listening to the replay, let us know that you're on the hashtag replay. And then what is one thing that you've thrown away, either an attitude, a belief, or a physical thing? Let us know. And just see. And maybe even if you want to, add how you felt after you did it.
Yes.
What little spark of
Yes.
freedom, of relief, or whatever that feeling was, because that feeling is what's going to move you forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what? So if you, oh, good, Irena's going to take pictures. This is good. So if you're watching this on replay,
Cool.
put
Take
hashtag
pictures.
replay. We know that Irene is on here, and somebody else was on here for a while as well. But make sure to put hashtag replay. Make sure to put what you're getting rid of in the comments section. And I think next week we're going to have to do something to do like a mention of whoever it is. In fact, you know what? Here's what we'll do. This is brilliant. So at this point, we have a tentative guest for next week. I think we're going to just push that guest off to later. And whoever posts is going to be invited to our show next week. Sound good?
Oh, that would be amazing. That sounds great. Yep, let's do it.
Yep. We will bring on people, and
or you know what, we can still have, or yeah. But the thing is too, that what I think we could do too is contact our guest and say, hey, this is what we're doing. What's something that you want to throw away? Find out, and just make it as a compilation of people. So let's see.
Maybe. Yeah.
Leave that with us.
Yeah. So game on, folks. This week, make sure to get rid of something.
Game on.
Physical or emotional or spiritual. Get rid of something. Post it, and we'll plan to see you next week on the show. Oh, it's gonna be such fun. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be such fun.
It is going to be fun. This is going to be fun.
I know.
So yep.
All righty. Well, have a good day, everybody. I hope that you, Irene is ready. Yes, Irene, you know you're going to be on the show next week. We know that already. So have a really good week. Make sure to get rid of something and make sure to post it. Make sure to put a hashtag replay if you're watching this on replay. And hey, connect with us. We'd love to help you. Barb and I come at business from two different directions, but we integrate on a lot of things. And hey, life is a journey.
As you can tell.
Right? Reach out to people.
And we can't do it alone.
We can't do it alone.
That's one of my things, is we can't do life on our own.
It really does take a village. Yeah. So, and remember, Barb and I learned this, ages ago with it was a program called the Ultimate Game of Life. And if you do 3 actions every single day to move you towards your goal, in a month, you've done 90 actions. It's a lot of actions. You can make a lot of progress in a month. So think about making your $1 million in the next 90 days. I know I am.
Right. And the 3 main areas that people talk about is their health, their money. This is called the Everyday Riches Show.
Right.
But also in their learning. In what do you want to learn? What's one thing that you want to learn? Yeah. Health, wealth, and happiness. That's what you hear that all the time. Well, for me, part of happiness is learning. Learn something new.
Absolutely.
One little thing. Something that just tickles your fancy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we didn't even talk about tech today. We'll have to talk about tech another day because I got a list of tech stuff that
we'll have to do another day. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Anyways, great, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye.